Well, good day, Tubes. How's she hanging? Pretty good here. So we are, I believe, to the point that I'm gonna have to replace this cutting edge. Looks like there's still lots left, but they always wear on the front leading edge corners kind of thing there. And well, you can see we flipped this one once, so you can see how much is wore there too. So this would have been over on that side at one time. So predominantly I drive with it angled this way, so this is the furthest out, so this one will be wore down kind of the most. Now I'll show you why I'm wanting to replace this, and hopefully I can get these bolts off of here again, just reuse them. The last ones didn't come off too good when I flipped it, but yeah, she's getting down. We got a fair bit of meat on this side yet here, so you can see this is the actual blade here. We've got a fair bit there, but it's this front leading corner that she's getting down to pretty much the bottom there, so that's not good. Now let's flip her, well, raise her up or flip her up or something else here so we can have a look at the underneath side of it. Let's see here. Just gonna leave her running, I think, here so we can maneuver it. We have to. Yeah, I can see it's already started to wear into the blade there a bit, so we're getting pretty close there. Although up through the middle here and everything, we've got well, probably a half an inch. Here's really good, and lots over here yet, but predominantly that's the way I go with it turned this, so it plows the banks over on this side, right? So it's not very often I go the other way. Okay, well, let the fun begin. We're actually in a pretty good spot there. If I can get these turning off without too much problem with heating them up, because if these are lock nuts here, and if you heat them up, melts all that plastic out of there, and then she's not much good then. So I did lube these up, like I say, last time when I put them on, so we'll see what happens here. I guess we'll leave her there. I don't have the hoses connected, but should be alright. Maybe I'll just go up a little bit more and then we'll cut her off. Should be alright. And I got a brand new cutting edge. So this is the original one. Probably the original one that came on this blade. It was new, and it fits right up into here actually when it's new. I have to clean out this whole trophy thing, all the dirt, but check this out. Check out the, I can get it here, the angle. It's kind of hard to see, but whoever had it before definitely hit something on this side. It's about here, it starts to actually bend backwards. I think the camera's really getting that. Okay, I can see here how much we got left. We got lots left on there, but yeah, you can sort of see that angle there a little bit. Still works fine, but makes it a little interesting tightening that down. Looks like it's kind of low here and then high and maybe low on that side, so I don't know, somebody's hit something. It was like that when I got it, so. But yeah, she's definitely lower here and she's starting to cut into the blade there, so I want to get that changed. It should look like this here. It's this little triangular piece welded on, I guess. So, all right, let's get you on a tripod. We'll get a socket, hopefully, because there's not much holding these up here. So hopefully those will turn out all right. Oh, hopefully. I know last time I had to heat them right up, and I don't remember if I had to cut them off or just heat them up real good, and then they turned out not too bad. But we'll get you on a tripod and try this out. But that's pretty good wear, you know. That's, well, it's not quite that thick because there's a little bit of a lip here, but it's a fair chunk of metal there, and it's boron steel, these apparently. So, well, apparently the new one is too. So They are fairly good and hard, but this one lasted, oh, it was quite a while. That's surprising. I've pushed a lot of kilometers back there of snow and stuff, and it's really hard on this road out front here actually, because the asphalt's so much harder, coarser chunks, so it really shreds her off faster. But anyways, let's get down on the tripod. We'll get the socket out here and see if we can get these off. Hopefully I don't have to fire up the air compressor. That would suck. Alright, so we got a 15/16, I believe. Yeah. Oh geez, you almost wore that one. Sure, we're going off. Yeah, now we're going off. And I did Loctite, not Loctite, whatchamacallit these before with lubricant. That's a good start. I like that start. Oh, it just doesn't want to stay on there for some reason. Well, I should maybe fire up the air compressor, but I'd have to get the generator out here and stuff. So I might do that. I don't know. Oh yeah, there's still lots of lube in there, so that's a good test, because that was, whew, boy, I don't remember when we did these last, but you know what? It's been a while. Well, I'm gonna go over all these and loosen them. I'll crank up the video speed here a little bit for you, so you don't have to sit here and watch me fight with each one of these. And here we go. Well, there we go, right there. That proves right there that the good old frickin' anti-seize works pretty darn good. So I'm gonna give these all a bit of a brush in here, clean them up, reuse them. Why not? Didn't have to heat nothing. Awesome, that stuff works good. And that was the copper stuff. I've got nickel stuff here too. So let me clean them up, and we're good to go. Holy cow! I don't have to use the new bolts. Sweet. Well, there we go. We got all 10 bolts cleaned up. Not too bad. That should be fine. There's still a little bit of rusty crap on some of them, but these bolts, when you buy them at John Deere, they're about $4 a piece. So 4 times 10 is a lot of money just for bolts, so I'm going to try to reuse them. But anyways, I got to clean up the blade here too, and show you this new cutting edge, the difference. Holy cow. Well, it's amazing how much junk gets underneath there, dirt and stuff, and kinds of dirt, I guess. And I'm doing her now while it's quite mild out today. Oh, it's even wore into the metal a little bit. That's not good. Should probably have taken the cutting edge off earlier and painted this and cleaned it up again, but it's not really warm enough for painting outside. So we won't be doing that. But worst comes to worst, I mean, I could replace that piece and rebuild it again, but this plow served me well, and it was not brand new when I got it. It was fairly fresh though. Some guy, I think he had it on a skid steer, and I don't think he had enough skid steer for it. So I ended up finding it on, I think it was Kijiji. And I think I did pretty good. Pretty dirty though. Plowing off the dirt. That's got the worst of her. I don't think that little bit's gonna hurt. But this is the trip edge here. Tripping edge mechanism. So this thing's hooked to a bunch of springs under there, and then this whole thing pivots down when it hits something hard instead of wrecking the blade more than it should. Alright, well there's the old one. You guys saw her when we took her off. It's well, we'll measure somewhere in the middle to be fair how much we wore it down, and we're about 4 inches, a little less than 4 inches there. That's the old one. Okay, ready? And there's what the new one looks like. Quite a bit better. Quite a bit better. So, and this one measures, ooh, it's got a weird bevel. I don't know why they do that. It would be better just to have it out in a straight flat. It would last probably longer because this first part wears off like real fast. And it's 4 inches. So we pretty much wore down, well, pretty much wore into, I guess, where it starts to get thick here, and then that was about it. But altogether, the thing is, can't see it, hang on, 6. So we wore basically an inch off each side. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it sure looks a lot wider, that's for sure, in reality. But anyways, let's measure from this bolt hole here, square hole, to where it wore, 1.25 inches, and then the new one here, what is that, 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches. So she wore a little bit off, but I tell you, they're a lot heavier between the two. Anyways, I think we're ready to mount it. I just got to take all these bolts out of this one because I had new bolts for it, because I knew when I took the last one off it was a nightmare, and I said no, I'm getting new blades, get me new bolts for it too. So, but now I can put them in stock. Sweet. Alright, I think we're about ready. I'm gonna get it out here and then get one bolt in just so it doesn't fall off and kill me, because the thing does weigh like 49.29 pounds or whatever it is. So yeah, here we go. Grab. Should have put the butt up so high. Well, this has actually already got a weird bend right there in it. That's interesting. Alright. I think I got her where I wanted her to be-ish. Wow, you can really see the bend in her. Gotta really crank her down a bunch. I'm just gonna get this one in, and then I'll, wow, yeah, whew, has that blade ever bent up? Holy, I'll show you this, hang on a sec. It's hard to see, but right in here, it dips down there a little bit, so I wonder if someone dropped it or something. Anyways, oh, look at this. A, should have an A on the end. But you can really see how much this is bent here. Look at the gap that's going to have to get cranked down onto that, and then up here it's not too bad, and then on the end again it could be partially this thing. But yeah, I don't understand why they you know, bevel that down, because this wears off like so fast, and then you already lost like an inch of the material. So if that was square the whole way, it'll probably last a lot longer. But I mean, this boron steel is wicked hard stuff, and it does last a long time, but this won't take long to burn that off, or all the way down in about here. I'm gonna do a little bit of plowing up beside my truck there afterwards, and but anyway, so let's get her on here. I'm gonna probably fast time this again, because it's gonna take a little bit to lube all the dewies up and then jam them in, and then we'll crank them down with the air unpacked again, I think. All right, now I want to adjust these skid shoes. I had them down a little bit. Honestly, I use them a little bit, and it's actually wore off in the front. I'll show you that when I get off of here, but it's kind of neat how they did these. It's just these little, I don't know, 2.5 by 2.5 square things. They just cut little, I don't know, maybe 1/2-inch sections out of there, and that's how they use it for the spacing. But I don't generally use it a whole lot, and I'm kind of surprised that the cutting edge lasts as long as it does. I actually tilt the blade forward a bit more, so I always get a little more scrape out of it, but I think I'm going to take it maybe right up. I'll have to get some more lube on her too. Yeah, I generally don't per se use them a whole lot. One there, the big flat washer. It's like a custom, come on, fall off, custom made washer, and then there's just these little square tube things that they've cut and made work like that, I guess. So I need to take the bottom ones right off, so it brings up this thing a little higher, because it'll only go up so high there, right? Ugh. But you can see it's had a bit of wear to her. That's how thick it is, and it's wore it down a little bit anyway, so could switch it around too maybe. I'm gonna maybe take 3 of them off for now. And if I find I don't really like where I got her situated, we can always put them back on, right? So these 3. And the flat dewy. And that had a bit of goo on it, but I might just go get a little more goo. Actually changing my mind there. I look at it there, and if I get it that high, it's actually going to maybe potentially hit something on the bottom of the blade here. So I'm going to have to, I guess I'll put them down a little bit more. Probably was all right where they were. Let's put maybe two underneath. We'll see how that looks. These should be going out the other way, I know, but like I say, I generally don't use it a whole lot. That's better, but I'm gonna end up probably putting 3 under there. I guess we had 4 under. I think it was 4. So we're only taking 1 out. That's not going to change it a whole lot. Yeah, I can see the other side. It's down a little bit. Let's have a look. I don't know if that's showing you the right angle, but you can see it's down a little more than this one. But then you can see here basically where it's gonna, well, it's hard to show you that because I can see it, but it's hard for the camera to see that. But you can see how much lower that cutting edge is. Oh, maybe I'll put them down. I just find if I've got them down too far, I seem to tilt it forward more all the time to get it to scrape better. But anyways, let's put them down a bit more. Or maybe leave, I don't know, 2 up top maybe. Yeah, I don't want to damage the blade, right? But I don't know. So, put another one down. I believe that's actually staying there. Let's see what that, well, I'm going to try that. If I have to change it again, I guess I can change it again. Okay, so these 3. And the big flatty. And a bit of goo on there, because I think I gooed that before and it seemed to come off nice, because this would be a spot that crap would lay in and make more of a mess. A little buzzer back on. Lovely. All right, let's go the other side. Got to put 4 down. Actually, that's where we had it before. well, maybe. Well, I didn't change anything except took it off and lubed it up. Isn't that funny? Funny fella. Yeah, that's exactly the same as the other side. Well, maybe we'll put her down a little more. I don't know. I can't say, honestly, I've really had it down too much further than that. Because, I don't know. I guess that's a fairly beefy hunk of metal there. If I have to rebuild this thing, it's going to be a lot more work. Let's take those all off again. Let's put maybe 1 more down. Yeah, I think that'd be less. Okay. For some reason that's getting heavier every time I take it off. I don't know why. Alright, now that's pretty goopy stuff. Got a towel in my pocket. grimy. I have to clean up all my tools after now. That'll do her. Alright, let's pop to the other side and make them both the same. Alright, hopefully I got enough cord out here. Reach up to there. I don't like winter time. It's just a pain in the butt. Stuff going all over the place. And you end up dropping stuff all over the place. Okay, so what are we doing here? We're leaving 2 up top. Put 1 underneath. That'll stay there. I'll just gloober up. Gloober. It's a new word today for you. Gloober all up. Well, that's a good testament for that stuff, I'll tell you, because the last time I didn't have anything on them when I switched that blade over and I had to cut most of them off. Cutting torch. So that was nice not to have to do that today. Get this on, I'll just clean up a little bit and then we'll go give her a buzz. That'll do, donkey. Alright. Alright, so that's a mile off where she was before, wearing almost into the blade. We were down to about there, so that's wore off quite a chunk there. But anyways, there's the new cutting edge as she is. You can see it's nicely somewhat painted. So we're gonna go try her out here and see how much we wear off just by, I don't have a lot to do really, but just a little bit beside my truck that's been sort of sitting there for a while. Oh, I guess we gotta hook up the hydraulics too. Awesome. Now, I found a trick. I've never liked these type of fittings I'll show you on here. And they're supposed to be a drip-free fitting or whatever you call it, but I found they're more of a pain in the rear end than anything if you don't do things right. When I take this off, I just shut the tractor off, turn it just to on, and I activate the hydraulics, and this thing has over here that turns them on, and then the A is fully on one way and the B is fully on the other way. So if I did turn it on and hit A, it would just go to one side kind of thing, right? You would want that if you're running something like a, I don't know, snowblower or something. But so what I do, actually you can't run a snowblower off this now that I think of that. So really I'm not too sure what they would use that for on this, because it doesn't put out a whole lot of gallon a minute to really run anything on it. But for instance, my salt spreader on the front, I could turn that A on and it would and just keep going, or I could just hit the switch, the little I switch on, and then just use, it turns it on to just this. So if you're plowing, you know, that's your left and then your right. I'm not sure what the front one does, I never did figure that one out, but you turn left and right with that guy there if you just turn it to I. So what I do when I take it off is I turn it to I, turn it to A, and then have it, it's not running, then I pull the blade and it like empties out the hydraulics and relieves all the line pressure and all that stuff. So it makes it easier the next time to hook these dirty buggers up, because they are terrible. I hate hooking these things up. They're absolute pigs. But if you relieve the pressure, they're not too bad. Oh, now that I say that. Uh-oh. Now that I say that, I might be in trouble. I didn't maybe relieve enough pressure before. Oh no. So what I found is I have to do is undo this coupling back here, and then when I push it on, there's any pressure that's in the line, it comes out. Now there's a way to relieve the tractor but I don't know. You have to be on it and doing it and pushing it on. Doesn't seem to work to me. Oh. Oh, whoa. Oh. I'm not going to get that one myself. Now let's try this dirty one here. Oh, good. Really? Okay. Oh. So in here, yeah, I didn't relieve that thing properly before, I guess. So this is your gone with your oil free, and maybe I've been doing them wrong for all these years. I don't know. I probably have been, but who knows? Because this is a real nuisance having to do this. And it'll just relieve that pressure in there enough that just like that. Wow, eh? I don't know, maybe I've been doing them wrong for all these years. I don't know. But anyways, it's a little bit of a dink. This thing I've always had. Never the other side though, it's always this side. And why? I don't know. That's it. Now we're hooked. And these got to make sure you keep those out of the way so they don't get pinched or something. Normally once you got your angle, you're set. You don't really need to change anything. So, okay, well, let's go try out the new cutting edge and then we'll look at it after and see if we wore any off. Or I'm not going to probably hit the road. I don't really have anything on the road to hit. But here we go. All right, now my angling will be all messed up. These two little lines here represent when a bucket is level. Those two guys there, so if they're, that's pretty much level right there. So that might totally mess up my, where we got her now, but. Yeah, if we turn the hydraulics on, and I got my, left and tilt there and stuff, whatever you want to call her, angling. Alright, well, let's see if I can get back up out of here. She's kind of snowed. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. Whoa, mama! I'd like to actually turn around and come and push this stuff out of here. But I'm thinking pushing the stuff in here might be good for trailer theft people, we'll say. Until the snow melts anyways. Alright. I don't know where we're gonna... Normally I've got these things set. Kind of right there. Actually it's forward a bit more, but we'll try her back a bit. We'll see how it sits here. Biting in hard. It's all ice under me here. the truck. Well, that's got the worst of her anyways. I don't feel like really starting the truck up, but maybe I'll give her one more here. Let's go see if we got any wear to her yet. Yeah, I don't want to take it out on the road, but I think it's just scraped the paint off her anyways. Well, a little bit there maybe. Hard to say. Hard to say, but yeah, there we go. Sweet. Brand new cutting edge. That's awesome. And it seemed to work pretty good. Got her shoved up anyways out of the way, and I didn't want to get any closer to the truck because if you hit that stuff, it'll skid you sideways and then boom, you're right into the paint. That would have sucked. Anyways, it's not too bad, I guess. Kind of made a mess there. I guess where the truck was actually parked, it had no snow or anything on it there, but she'll smooth out. We'll put the box blade. I do actually own a box blade. Believe it or not, I own a box blade and it works pretty good. It's got those big digging teeth in it, and then basically it's like one of these kind of going backwards sort of thing. They work pretty good. They work pretty good. Need a bit of horsepower though, but if I get excited enough, maybe we'll even hook her up to the 110 here. But the 110's a real pain because you got to take that drive shaft all off and everything, and drop that box off. Do you want to see something interesting? Since we've used the big snowblower, I got a pretty good problem going here with the rear PTO on this thing. It's nothing major, but I guess because I just don't use it, now that I have used it, it's got problems or something's going on. Let me just pull this thing up out of the way here. The drive shaft doesn't seem to want to turn off, even though it's off, like the button's off right now. Off. Well, it's still spinning. I don't know if you can see it. On the front here you can see it. So it's actually spinning kind of on its own, but it doesn't really have any torque behind it. Something must be just leaking in there, letting it through, because you can actually stop it. And it's got a bit of pull on me there, but not much. I can't turn it backwards, but I don't know why it's doing that. Probably because there's a seal in there or something that's all of a sudden got reactivated. And let's turn it on here. So that's actually running off. Let's spin her up a bit higher here. Off. Yeah, weird. Let's shut her off now. Still spinning there. It's hard for you guys to see, but shut her off, and of course it stops. Thank goodness it doesn't keep going. Fire it up again, see if it spins again. Yeah, so something's going on there. That's not a good thing. I might have to take her into the John Deere doctors and maybe get them to do something with that. I kind of thought that eventually it might have just sort of, you know, stopped on its own, but maybe I'll touch base with the guys up there and see what they say. I imagine it's something in there because I haven't used it for quite a while. It's probably acting up or something. I don't know. Lots of fun. But anyways, that's it for today. Good to get the new cutting blade on there because it was getting down to wearing into the blade. And I was hoping I was going to get the rest of the winter out of that old one. Not quite. Almost died. Whew. Not quite. Didn't quite make her, so I didn't want it wearing into the blade. So I thought, no, we better change her. We got one sitting here waiting for it, so let's get at her. But boy, I'm sure glad I greased up those bolts because they all come out beautiful. That stuff works good, and this is the stuff here. It's called Copa Slip. Prevent seizures and corrosion. Sure did. -40 to 1100 degrees. And it's got some copper compound in it, but then I've also got this stuff which has nickel in it too, and it's supposed to be good too. and it's good for spark plugs and stuff, that stuff. So, but anyways, that's it for today. Got it cleaned up. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you all later, and you guys have a good day.